Hi guys! Happy Hump Day happenings! Lighting's a little wackadoo today. Mabel's looking out the window, making sure it's all good. I got this raw kombucha, California citrus. Have you guys ever had this flavor? Synergy. Okay, so welcome to Hump Day happenings. I'm so glad you're here. Hey, Shauna girl. Okay. So, I'm doing a different artist than I usually do on Hump Day Happenings. So today, I'm going to do the song Glad You Exist by Dan and Shay. And if you guys don't know it, or if you're not country fans, that's what I think of non-country fans. I was trying to see what that was behind me. Okay, so Shauna, I bet you know the song Glad You Exist. I bet you do. Okay, it's so good. If you don't know it, whatever. And it is technically a love song I think it's really about like your soulmate. But I believe that there are certain people that are placed in your life, like friends and things, that are also your soulmates. We're just going to leave that are different kinds of soulmates. Okay? So, all that to say, let's roll. So every Wednesday at 1 o'clock, I hop on here. And lately, I've been doing what I love and going through a song. So lyrical motivation, going through it and just kind of gutting a song and just kind of utilizing that as something that I'm personally learning. And I like to take that and kind of regurgitate it out for you guys. Okay, so the song is Dan and Shay's Glad You Exist. And one of the very first things that I want to challenge you guys to do is find people that you will let know you. Okay. And Stephen actually did a podcast episode, I think 2 weeks ago. Every Tuesday they come out. And specifically find people that know you, people that you're willing to pick up the phone and be vulnerable with and even say, you know what, Stephen and I are having a hard time with this. Will you pray for us? Or, you know, you can vent and they're not going to judge you. Okay. So the song literally says, find people that know you as, you know, number one. And it says, here's to all the bad decisions that you didn't judge. So who are the people in your life that right now aren't going to judge you if you make a bad decision? They may say, yeah, that wasn't the best decision, but they're not going to judge you. There's a difference between that. They're going to love you through it, right? So I'm so glad that you exist. And it says bad decisions that you didn't judge. Also, there's a whole nother facet of it that vulnerability is really hard. There's a great book that actually our team leader, Rachel Jacobs, had us read, and it's called The Power of Vulnerability by Brene Brown. It's an Audible, and it's 6 segments, and it's fantastic information, and it really goes into being vulnerable with other people. But there's a time and a place to be vulnerable with people to the point that they can and cannot judge you. There's a barrier, a boundary around that, but find the people that you're willing to be vulnerable with, right? I'm a more vulnerable person about certain things. There are certain things that I probably will never talk about on Instagram just because it's hard for me, but there are people in my life that do know those things, okay? So find the people that you know, that you let know you. Bad decisions that, here's all the bad decisions that you didn't judge. So then the song goes on and it says, there's a couple billion people in the world, a million other places we could be, but you're here with me, okay? So let's think about that. What did it take for you to meet and interact with the person that you're either talking to, hanging out with, blah, blah, blah? So I was just on the phone with one of my teammates, Steph, who has become one of my dear, dear friends. And the reality of her and I communicating and being friends, there's 7.9 billion people in the world. 7.9 billion people in the world. We had a 1 in 10 million chance of meeting each other. 1 in 10 million chance of meeting each other. That's crazy. Like, I don't even know what that means. I looked all this up before, just so we know. Looked all of it up before, but 1 in 10 million chance of meeting each other. Okay, and I think it actually would be a larger number. That was a general number based off of living in the same city. We don't live in the same city, but I'm going to keep that because of internet. So who are the people that you'll let know you? And then what did it take for you to know them? So for me to meet some of my teammates, it took, like, I can't even figure out the odds, but just sitting and thinking about There's a couple billion people, 7.9 billion people in this world. The people that you're interacting on a daily basis, or the people that you get to meet from the internet, or the people that you're holding yourself back from might be the people that you need to meet. That would be so glad, genuinely glad that you exist. Those may be the people that you are able to be more vulnerable with than you are with anything else. Today kicked off Saint having a $65 beauty bonus for people that sign up. And the people that sign up, I'm going to be so glad that they exist because I actually now know that they do. Okay? So that's huge. That's huge. They've decided to sign on as a Saint artist, and that's one way that our connection can meet is becoming a Saint artist. Actually meet. We'll go to our conference next month. Okay, so it goes in. There's a 1.10 million chance that I met Steph, if not less than that. I factored in internet, okay? I'm not a mathematician. I'm just a lyrical motivator. That's what I do, okay? So then the song keeps going. What a hello from a stranger turned into. Caught up in a moment like it's just us in the room. So how many times do you just long for somebody that you can just sit with? You can just sit with in a room, right? And really, when you first meet somebody, they're a stranger. Just thought of like the meme, a stranger, right? So it's actually real. Anyway, but they're a stranger to you. So like when you sit and think about the connections that you're having with people and what it took for you to get there and have that connection, what it's taken for you to get there and become a Saint artist over the last 4 years, or what it's taken for you to get wherever you are, all of those connections, Heidi just hopped on, what it has taken for me and Heidi to actually connect is a 1 in 10 million chance. There's 7.9 billion people in this world. I'm so glad you exist is what the song that we're talking about by Dan and Shay. But what did it take for us to actually meet? Right? We haven't met in real life, but we do have this budding friendship that I'm so, so grateful for. But what does it take for you to actually meet? And I think that we aren't treasuring the people that we get to exist with. And I know that sounds crazy. I know it sounds morbid, but there are people that have passed away. Like my kids never got to meet my great-grandmother. One of my favorite people that I've ever interacted with is my great-grandmother. She impacted my life beyond measure, but they don't get to exist at the same time as her. So how many people are you around that are changing your life? They're people that you're letting yourself be vulnerable with. You took the time out and you actually got mapped out there, but what did it take for you to actually know them and realize that you exist at the same time? Okay, so the song continues on, and it's a very short song because it's a country song, so it kind of just keeps going. You guys know how that goes. So it keeps going on. It says, don't ever go, don't ever go, don't ever go changing. Don't ever let me go, don't ever let me go, don't ever let me go. So it goes on, and then it goes back into, there's a couple billion people in the world, 7.9 billion people. Remember that? And at the very end, it says, I'm so glad to exist. And I just want to challenge all of you guys. Yes. Okay, cool, Heidi. I'm so glad. Okay, so realizing that we all need to tell those that we love them. And I'm not going to cry. Yeah, I probably am. Let's get real. I cry almost every Wednesday. Because the odds of you meeting them are very slim. And being glad that they exist in your life is monumental. And you don't know how long you're going to exist at the same time. It's 10 to the something power of the odds of you existing at the same time as another human being. So the odds of you existing at the same time. I don't understand powers and all that. The number looked very scary. But actually sit and dwell on the fact that you are alive and existing at the same time as other people, right? I'm grateful that I exist at the same time as Steven. Like the odds of us meeting, getting married, and having kids is a very small percentage. I'm from New Hampshire. He's from Memphis, right? The odds and the percentage of me meeting Cassidy, who's my upline, and saying I happened to stumble upon her on the internet, and then now she's one of my dear friends. Me and the odds of meeting anybody on my Saint team or reconnecting with people on my Saint team, the odds are very small. So actually taking the time to realize this world that we are in, and being glad of the people that get to exist at the same time, literally live and breathe at the same time as us. There's so many people, you know, the saying, if you had a dinner table, who would you invite? Dead or alive, right? Think about that. We're saying dead or alive. But what about the people that you get to exist with? What do you need, my love?
I need help.
Okay, can you wait? Go back to your room. I'll come get you in a minute. Okay, sweetie? Welcome to Mom Life. There's the deal. Oh my gosh. She's working on her ABC mouse. I'll get her in a second. Anyway, so I just want to challenge all of you guys to really think about the people that you get to exist with, the people that you want to exist with, the people that you would want at your dinner table alive. Think about the people that are dead that you would have preferred to be at your dinner table and how grateful you can be that you existed at the same time as them. The song is Dan and Shay, So Glad You Exist. And I would love nothing more than to interact with more of you and get to exist at the same time as you guys. That is the beauty of the internet. That is the beauty of Saint. That is the beauty of connection and vulnerability. I mentioned The Power of Vulnerability by Brené Brown, a beautiful book. Beautiful, beautiful book. But there's also a sense of belonging that I believe the world is trying to find. And for you to feel like you belong, you have to actually be vulnerable. Number one is find people that you're willing to be vulnerable with. Number two, what did it take to get there? What did it take for you two to meet? And then number three, tell those that you love them. So that's Dan and Shay. Glad you exist. I hope you guys had a fantastic Wednesday. I'll see you next Wednesday at 1. Bye, guys.